What is up, guys? Welcome back to my reaction channel. It's your boy Chris. Anyways, we're gonna be reacting to SCP-001 Ouroboros Cycle. This is a continuation of the last video that I uploaded, the O5 Council Must Die. This is the part 2 of it. Anyways, this is also an SCP animation by SCP Explained. Y'all know the drill, guys. Like the video, subscribe to my channel, hit the bell button for post notifications. If you have any suggestions, comment down below. With that being said, let's get into the intro.
Calvin Lucian leads the Kill Squad team through the mud and freezing rain. In front of them looms the fortress of Baron Lehman Hoadley, the 8th Overseer. The team has already been through a lot, from breaking the Overseer Council's deal with death by eliminating O5-13, to using the Spear of the Non-Believer to kill the godlike Archivist, O5-10. The hunting of Overseers has taken a toll on the Kill Squad. O5-12 almost killed Adam, and Olivia was stuck in what seemed like an endless mind game with O5-11. The first 5 Overseers were eliminated, but the words that the 9th Overseer spoke to Calvin Lucian before she died still run through his mind. Are you afraid of death? Now the Kill Squad is about to infiltrate one of the most heavily guarded facilities in the world to eliminate the 8th Overseer. Upon reaching the castle, the team is surprised to find the structure is in ruin. No one is supposed to know the location of O5-8 though. The fortress was supposed to be practically impregnable. They storm the castle of O5-8 all the same. The journal Calvin possesses that contains information about the members of the SCP Foundation's powerful O5 Council identifies him as a former industrialist named Baron Lehman Hoadley. With his vast wealth, Hoadley funded the Foundation at the start and was considered the unofficial leader of the council in its early days, with immense control over the actions of the organization. The Kill Squad makes their way through the dimly lit hallways of the castle. As they turn the corner, they are surprised to find the charred remains of Baron Lehman Hoadley's bodyguards. It seems that someone or something has gotten to Hoadley before they could. The team makes their way to the main chamber and breaches the door. Laying by a still-lit fireplace is O5-8. The Kill Squad scans the room to make sure the killer isn't still in there with them. Adam walks over to the body and examines it. He quickly realizes that Hoadley hasn't been murdered at all. He sees that Baron Hoadley's body has been drastically modified using anomalous technology. The Overseer used his immortality to modify almost every part of his body to make himself stronger. Unfortunately for Baron Hoadley, when the Overseer's deal with death was broken by Calvin, the modifications to his body slowly tore him apart. His regular body could no longer support all of the modifications, and what once made him practically invincible became the very thing that destroyed him. The team leaves the castle
That was anticlimactic, bro. Like, they wasted a lot of time going through this guy, and then they find out it was dead already because, yeah, that was anticlimactic, you know.
Crosses O5-8 off their list. On their way out, Adam pulls Calvin aside. He has the feeling that Anthony hasn't been completely honest with the rest of the team. He had the feeling that Anthony was hiding something from them. Calvin had similar thoughts recently. He pushes Anthony for more information about his past, and Anthony reveals that he's over 100 years old. The vial of water from the Fountain of Youth that Calvin has was not the only one. Early in his career with the insurgency, he had confiscated other vials from a Foundation site. His squad drank the water and it extended their lives. He asks Calvin on what he plans on doing with his water from the fountain. "I'm going to destroy it," Calvin tells him. Anthony agrees with this plan. Once you drink from the Fountain of Youth, you may extend your life, but a part of you dies at the same time. Vibrancy of the senses disappears, leading to a seemingly shallow life. If Anthony could go back and do it again, he never would have drank the water. Calvin receives intel from the insurgency that the 7th Overseer is in a small town in Cambodia. The Kill Squad makes their way to the village and surveys the area, hoping to get a glimpse at the Overseer, who is codenamed Green. As the team conducts reconnaissance, Anthony tells them that he thinks the mission is a setup. It is too remote, and there are so many unknown variables. But Calvin is convinced that this might be their only chance to kill Green. Since Green arrived in the area, there has been non-stop chaos. She has destabilized the local governments, and now the area is in an all-out war. The team weaves through narrow passageways between houses and buildings, trying to make their way to the central compound where Green is located. Suddenly, a mob starts to form. They are getting closer and closer to the team.
What is the power of
In a
Green,
quick decision
like,
to avoid being seen,
like,
Calvin orders everyone into a nearby
people,
building. Before Anthony can
that
follow, the mob rounds the corner. They spot Anthony, and he's forced to flee. Calvin, Olivia, and Adam watch as the mob chases after Anthony, but they have to keep moving. Calvin knows that Anthony can take care of himself, and they are too close to their goal to stop now. Calvin slowly opens the front door of the house they are hiding in and peers out. The coast looks clear.
Pause. I thought Anthony was dead in the last video. Didn't he commit suicide when there's a gunshot? Like, I'm so confused. I'm confusing two different people, bro. Like, okay.
Clear. So he signals Olivia and Adam to follow him. Before they can step out into the street, a gas canister enters through a cracked doorway. The room fills with sleeping gas and the team passes out. When they are awake, they are tied up in a large room with marble vaulted ceilings. 05-7 is standing in front of Calvin.
Oh, you guys
She smiles wickedly while holding a knife. She compliments Calvin on what he and his team have been able to do so far.
Okay.
No one believed they could pull off even a fraction of what they have. But now she has an offer for Calvin. She points towards Adam and Olivia and tells Calvin he must choose one of them to die. If he doesn't, she'll kill the leader of the rioters and plunge another part of the country into chaos. Screw you, is Calvin's response.
Yeah.
Very well, utters Green. Have it your way. She assassinates the leader being held in her compound, then turns back to Calvin. She now threatens to torture his team until Calvin makes a choice of who to kill. Green slashes Adam's cheek with her knife as Calvin screams for Green to leave his team alone and torture him instead. Green just smiles.
Bro,
I'm going to enjoy
this
killing
cliche,
your friends
dude.
while you watch,
You know, like,
as you have killed so many of my overseers on the council. She reaches up in the air with the knife above Adam's head. Before she can plunge the knife through his skull, a bullet passes through her hand, causing her to drop the knife. Anthony kneels on a rooftop across the courtyard, smoking sniper rifles still pointed at Green, who runs. Calvin uses the drop knife to cut his ropes and chases after Green. He follows her to the roof where he watches as she boards a helicopter. The aircraft lifts off as Anthony fires at it from his original position, but does no serious damage. In the plaza below, the mob that has separated the team earlier becomes restless. There is complete chaos and someone fires a rocket at the fleeing helicopter. The rocket hits the tail of the aircraft, sending it crashing into the plaza full of rioters below as the crowd flees from the scene. Calvin makes his way towards the wreckage and reaches it at the same time Anthony does. Calvin looks at him, smiles, and thanks him for saving his life. Anthony smiles back, but before he can say anything, a gunshot rings out and a bullet rips through his neck. Calvin turns to see where it came from, and is horrified to see the burning body of 05-.
Pause. For someone to be this professional, they were acting like an amateurs, you know what I'm saying? Bro, you need... This is so cliche at the same time. You don't celebrate too quickly like that, you know, too early like that. Especially in front of her enemies, you know what I'm saying, bro? Like, that's just asking for it, you know?
7.
Yes.
Her skin has been charred black, but in her burnt hand, she holds a gun. What's left of her lips curl back in a sinister grin as she fires again and hits Anthony in the chest. He falls to the ground.
Let me guess.
Calvin runs to him and pulls out his gun to shoot 05-7, but she is already dead. Calvin holds his dying teammate as blood pours out of his neck and chest.
Yo,
but
what?
Calvin can stop this. He pulls out the vial of water from the fountain. No, Mrs. Anthony, I have lived long
okay,
enough.
bro.
Thank
like,
you, my friend.
Bro,
I will see you in whatever
your
lies
vest though,
beyond
like,
this life.
what?
Anthony's chest rises, then falls.
Where's the armor
It
vest?
does not rise again.
You guys supposed to
Olivia
be alive.
and Adam round
What
the
the
corner
hell?
to see Calvin holding the lifeless body of their teammate, tears flowing from his eyes. The team holds a small ceremony and burial for Anthony, but are only halfway through their mission and can't stop
I'm
now.
gonna stop
They fly back to the
criticizing,
United
okay, I'm just
States,
gonna...
where an undercover insurgency agent named Kowalski informs them that 05-6 is already aware they are after him. This overseer is codenamed the American because he has the power of the entire U.S. military at his fingertips.
Oh, okay.
The Kill Squad scouts the base where the American is located. Kowalski warns them of a crate that was recently brought to the base from Site 19. The Americans showed great interest in whatever was in the container. The group sets up a camp on a hill overlooking the base. As the sun slowly rises the next day, the kill squad is spotted by a drone and forced to hop in their jeep and try to run. They make their way down the hill, finding themselves in the valley below with no clear exit. In front of them lands a helicopter as Humvees roar into the canyon behind them. The team
that's
is
so
surrounded.
American, you know.
A jeep pulls up and 05-6 steps out. He introduces himself as Rufus King, member of the Overseer Council, but an American citizen first and foremost. All he really wants is to protect the country he loves. Thanks to you, I've lost my immortality and can no longer effectively protect the United States anymore, the American says to Calvin. But I'm willing to make a deal. Your freedom for the spear of the non-believer. Rumor has it that you have the spear in your possession, and you used it to kill the archivist.
Boss. I'm sorry, bro. That with that kind of accent, you know, like bro, he sounds like a southerner or Florida man, like somewhere south, you know, like those accents, you know, like that, bro, like
You give me the spear, I will let you go.
Okay.
No, replies Calvin. I will never give an overseer the means to cause more destruction. The spear stays with us. Very well, the American says.
Why do you even need to talk?
Then I suppose my only other option is to take it from you, but not without giving you a fair chance. Run, Calvin Lucian. Run as fast as you can. I will be coming for you. The American turns and walks towards the container
like
from
Texas,
Site 19,
Texas,
which is being lowered
like,
from a helicopter hovering above them.
Like
Calvin sprints back to the
man,
jeep with the other members of his team. As they drive away, they hear a horrible, guttural screech from whatever was inside the container. After a few moments, the army begins to pursue them. Out in front of the military force is 05-6 riding SCP-682. He is using a black whip to urge the creature forward, and they're gaining on the kill squad. Fast. A row of vehicles pulls up beside the American and SCP-682.
Wait, how did they tame it,
and
though?
something strange happens. A man appears in front of the oncoming forces led by the American. The man's skin bulges and seems to be moving from within. The skin of the man sloughs from his body. The infection that is SCP-610 erupts out of him and onto the soldiers.
I don't know what that
SCP
is.
SCP-610 begins to infect and consume everyone around it. Suddenly, there are thousands of instances of SCP-610 coming from the mountainside, flooding into the valley. They close in and around the army and 05-6. The American begins fighting off the flesh-eating creatures from the back of SCP-682, but he becomes overwhelmed. He can no longer focus on pursuing Calvin and his team. From the back of the jeep, Olivia pulls out her rifle. She aims and fires. The bullet hits the American in the chest. He is flung off the back of SCP-682 and engulfed in a sea of SCP-610 creatures. The kill squad continues to drive, trying to put as much distance between themselves and the SCP-610 infestation as possible. But then Calvin suddenly slams on the brake. Standing in front of them is a man in a black suit and bow tie. He introduces himself as Blackbird, the fifth overseer. According to the journal, his actual name is Mortimer.
What the fuck is happening right now, bro? Like, why is the overseer coming after them? Like I mean, not coming after them, like literally finding them, you know, try to come to them. Bro, this overseer is supposed to be smart. They should be hiding, right? Like they should be afraid of these people. They're trying to kill them, right? But why do they? This is so easy, bro. Like, this is so fucking easy. The hell?
Mortimer J. Denning von Krocknicker. He stands in front of the jeep with a menacing grin. You have been causing a lot of trouble, he says, looking at Calvin. Olivia swings her gun around. Oh, please, my dear, that won't help you, von Krocknicker says. He pulls out a knife and stabs himself through the neck. He falls to the ground, apparently dead. There is a gust of wind, a whiff of ozone, and an identical copy and still very much alive von Krocknicker lands next to his own dead body. See what I mean? He says. Olivia lowers her rifle. Come with me. I have something to show you. The Blackbird beckons.
What
Seeing
is that
no
ability
other
though?
option, Calvin, Olivia, and Adam exit the Jeep and follow the Blackbird. As they walk, the world changes around them. The desert mountains fade away into blackness and find themselves in the near-apocalyptic London. Oh, it's good to be home, the Blackbird says as they emerge onto a cobblestone street. You cannot stop the Overseer's plans. However, I can give you an alternative. Let's see if any of you will take it. In front of each Kill Squad member appears a door. They have an uncontrollable urge to open their respective door and walk through.
What is that,
the Blackbird stands smiling as he watches Calvin, Olivia, and Adam enter each of their portals. Adam enters his door and looks around. He is in Portland. His parents walk into the room. In this universe, his family has been granted asylum. Adam never has to interact with any SCPs or the Foundation. He is free to live a normal life. From the kitchen comes Calvin wearing an apron. He is holding a steaming pot. Adam locks eyes with Calvin, who smiles at him. The Blackbird whispers into Adam's ear. In this reality, both of your parents and siblings are still alive. Also, the man you love loves you back. You and Calvin could be married if you stayed here. Wouldn't that be nice? Olivia enters her door.
Pause. What? That caught me off guard. I didn't know that guy was gay. I've got no idea, bro. No offense, but it caught me off guard.
She is on the deck of a yacht. At the bow sits an easel with art supplies. The man that Olivia once loved walks across the deck towards her. The Blackbird looms over her. In this reality, you didn't accidentally kill him. This could be your happily ever after. Wouldn't that be nice? Calvin steps through his door. He is in a grassy clearing near a lake. The Blackbird hisses in Calvin's ear. I'm giving you the opportunity to save your mother this time, Calvin. You were just a scared little boy. But in this reality, you can be brave. You can actually save your mother from her fate. No! Calvin screams. This isn't real! The Blackbird cackles. Calvin looks away from the lake and towards the tree line. Hidden in the shadows, he can just barely make out a hooded figure. Calvin walks towards it. The Blackbird follows. He is screaming at the person in the tree line. I was only trying to help! The hooded figure reaches out and hands Calvin a metal tube. He opens it to find a set of eyeglasses inside. Calvin puts them on and turns to look at the Blackbird. He steps back in horror. The glasses have revealed the true form of the Blackbird. He is a winged pseudo-avian monstrosity full of rage. The mysterious hooded figure directs Calvin to open the tube again. Inside is an interdimensional fishing line made by Dr. Wondertainment and a white wiffle ball bat. Calvin grabs the fishing line and wraps it around 05-5's leg. The Blackbird flies into the air trying to get away from Calvin, but Calvin wraps the other end of the fishing line around his arm. The Blackbird begins to jump from dimension to dimension, trying to get rid of Calvin. They appear on the deck of SCP-455, in Site 19 where SCP-682 walks freely, in the dead world of SCP-2935. Every time they stop in a new dimension, Calvin takes the opportunity to attack the Blackbird with the bat, and it seems that he is slowly weakening the monster. They finally land at the bottom of a deep well Foundation containment site, where the dark body that is SCP-001 is contained. Standing in front of the containment field is Allison Cho, the Black Queen, whose sole mission is to destroy the Foundation.
You!
Cries the Blackbird.
You are the one who has been helping Lucien!
The Black Queen nods her head. Yes, I have been helping Calvin Lucien to eliminate you and the other overseers. The Foundation must fall.
Where did this character came from?
Not stop me! I am the Black King!
Screams 05-5. Allison Cho sighs. She pushes a button on the panel next to her, shutting down the array containing the dark body. Out of the cloud of dust appears SCP-001, a massive black creature who seemed to absorb all light.
No, stop!
Shrieks the Blackbird.
Oh yeah, kill them all,
SCP-001 does not move, but the room begins to shake. The Blackbird continues to scream as his body folds in on itself, until he is reduced to a single superheated point, and then blinks out of existence. Allison Chow then reactivates the containment array, sealing 001 away once again. I will return you to your reality along with your friends, says the Black Queen. But perhaps our paths shall cross again, Calvin Lucian.
I don't know who the
There's
Black
a bright
Queen
flash
is,
of light,
right?
and Calvin finds himself
I
on
don't
a
really know
private jet sitting
where she
next to
came from in
Olivia
this
and
story.
Adam. They are all shaken,
She
but
suddenly
the
appeared,
Blackbird
you know,
is dead.
she's crazy.
05-5 has been eliminated. The three members of the team sit silently, still pondering what might have been if they stayed in the alternate realities. Suddenly, the phone on the plane begins to ring, breaking the silence. Calvin picks it up. On the other line is the fourth overseer. He has contacted Calvin to discuss surrendering to the
been
insurgency.
contacting your killers, bro. What the
Unfortunately,
fuck's happening
things do
right now?
not always go as planned. Calvin Lucian is about to make the most difficult and dangerous decision of his life.
Really? Yo guys, that is SCP-001. Ouroboros Cycle. O5 Council Must Die Part 2. You know. Yo, what can I say, bro? Like, Calvin is like a walking plot armor, dude. Like, shit's crazy. Where does he even pulling those weapons though? Like, it's just coming out of nowhere. Also, Anthony died because of a gunshot. Like, bro, guys, comedy as well, bro. Like, do you even wear your vest? Like, you're supposed to be a light soldier though. Like, yeah. Also, the O5 Council, dude. Like, why do they even need to contact those killers? The one that's gonna kill them, you know? Why do they even need to make contact with them? You know, why do they even need to talk to them though? Like, shouldn't they just be sending their own soldiers against those people? Their own goons? Like, bro, shit doesn't make sense, bro. Like, it's making them look easy, you know? It's making them very, very easy to be killed, you know? And some of those deaths are so anticlimactic, you know what I'm saying? Also, bro, that American O5 over Syria, right? How do they even control the O5? I mean SCP, the hard to kill reptile. I don't know the designation of. I forgot. But how do you even control that crocodile though? Is that the whip thing that I use to control that thing? Yeah, it's a lot of shit that doesn't make sense in this. Whatever, bro. Like, it's just making me laugh every time I remember it. But I like the video, guys. You know, subscribe to my channel, hit the bell button for post notifications. If you have any suggestions, comment down below. With that being said,